There are many here amongst us that think his life is but a joke. We say hello to Jilly Beans first in the live chat. So, folks, I'm not going to try and overstate my welcome, and I'm not going to try and be here all night long. I am too behind on David Wilcock. We have Carrie Cassidy returning, and I have a theory. We have Sarah Rachel Adams came back to Miles Johnson's Basis Project, even though she had said that she was never going to go back there. She had demanded that he wipe all her old videos. It was craziness. Why has she gone back there? We have the return of David Wilcock. This is David Wilcock's second live stream after he'd been gone for like 11 months by, I think, his own estimation. And we have Carrie Cassidy going back to YouTube on the Basis Project after she had been gone for some time, even though I know she still like has something going on Facebook. And then I thought to myself, this upcoming week, well, we have Hitler's birthday on April 20th, and everybody's going to be stoking up, right? Because everybody celebrates on 420. So I'm thinking to myself, do they have to pay the weed man? And then I thought to myself, I looked at my calendar again and said, well, it's also tax day in the United States of America. So it's possible that some of these people are saying to themselves, oh shit, they might have to pay their taxes. And then I thought to myself, well, that can't possibly be it because these people don't pay their taxes. So it must just be that they're going to some parties and they got to just they got to have something on their resume. I joke. So we say hello to Jilly Beans. We say hello to Token Study. Second in the live chat, we say hello to Lisa Kane. Third, we say hello to Jonaside, the honorable mention for our evening. Reemsey's here. Reemsey, how you doing, baby? We say hello to Reemsey. Folks, I'm not going to make any apologies for the title of this video. Is David Wilcock a homophobe or merely attempting to profit off of it? So David Wilcock is not a funny guy. He's not a comedian, though he's going to attempt to be so. Okay. And in his latest live streams, I'm not even going to waste my time going into the pseudoscience that he's going to waste our time with. We say hello to Pride Magic as well. He's going to blunder dome through the funniest homophobic humor from 1983. Hey guys, I love it when I come to San Francisco. You know you're in San Francisco because all the taxi cab drivers pick you up like, welcome to San Francisco. Can I pick you up? And you're like, oh, geez. And you go to the zoo in San Francisco, and you know you're at the zoo in San Francisco because you go up to the gorillas, and the gorillas are like, hello, sailor. You know? Right? And a guy asked me if you want to place a bet on the San Francisco football team, and I thought it was a good idea, and then I saw them out on the field, and they were all like, ew, ew, the ball's going to hit me. Yeah, it's this guy. And I've got no tolerance for it. I've got no sense of humor for this. And then he's going to wrap it all up in a bow with, oh, I'm just joking. Come on, it's satire. It's stupid. Especially when he's got in his live chat, you can see people making shekel jokes. You can see people making Jew jokes. So he has to be self-aware or is negligently non-aware of the fact that he's got racist, anti-Semitic, and homophobic supporters of him. So I'm sorry. You're not going to wrap it up and call it satire. If you're going to be pitching at the same audience as Steven Crowder, Ben Shapiro, and like the worst of them, Alex Jones, then you're going to get labeled homophobe, or you're going to be said, are you trying to profit off of homophobia? Because he's going to go into it. We're going to play it out for him to lay it out and for him to do his own stupid defense of it, which, because he's not funny, because he's a dickwad, because he can't improvise, he's going to fall flat on his face. And of course, this is all my editorial opinion. Fair use, fair use, fair use. This is an editorial analysis rebuke and response to another public speaker on YouTube. This is not designed to insult, demean, or degrade another person for any inherent quality of himself. This is just a response to him and his actions and his words, and a critique of his words and his behavior, and also an editorial analysis of whether or not his words are, in fact, a de facto violation of YouTube's terms of service. Oh, but wait for this pansy to get up and say, oh, they banned me. They banned me. But why? But why? Whatever, dude. Whatever. But meanwhile, he's still monetized. I'm not monetized. Okay? If you want to support me, this man, by the way, FYI, in case you're curious, recently leaked deposition testimony that was given out freely to multiple people. So if there's anyone out there acting like they're grand champion of the universe because they got the scoop, this video is up multiple places because it was given out to multiple people. Anyone who wanted it could have gotten it from anybody. So it is what it is. Anyway, this person made millions of dollars on seminars. So this person doesn't need to be screaming poverty to anybody unless they are terrible with money. But it is what it is. And believe you me, for those people who watch this live stream that just wrapped up, you could see the beginning of the live stream when he thought that this was the funniest joke in the world. By the end of the live stream, I think this young man knew and understood that he had screwed up, and knew and understood that he possibly had some explaining to do. We've got Jonaside. Well, he is embarrassed because I believe, in my opinion, he is. There you go. There you go. And also, I also want to point out the fact that little pink houses, are subject to damage from internal stones. That is just rumors and innuendos that have been going around since the beginning of fucking time, right? And I am orientation queer, which is part of the reason that this is so I have no tolerance. Post QAnon, there will be no tolerance in the temple of love for those who abide hate. Okay? Talk about shekels, talk about trans agendas, talk about talk about this shit, you're going to get shown the fucking door. I'm serious. Because this is, we have Miles Johnston having a gal on talking about Hitler was a wonderful guy. You had Red Ice Radio as a predecessor to, and then we had, QAnon. And the Nazis were vegan, vegetarian, occultists who were into tarot cards, runes, nudism, sun worshiping, the whole nine. Okay? New Age beliefs and vegetarian diets is not a bulwark against turning into a fascist. So we're not going to let this idiot be an idiot without mocking the shit out of him and making sure it resonates through every underground culture so that people know that, oh yeah, that guy belongs in the past, not in the future. No more cake and eat it too. No more, you get to be loving like Crystal Visions at midnight in San Francisco, and then come Sunday morning, you get to play the QAnon game, and you get to play We Love Donald Trump and Conservative America and do this. No. You want to dine with those scumbags? You dine with those scumbags. You move on with you go over there. You dip in the water, you take the cracker, whatever the fuck you do, and you go over there. You go get married, you go do whatever the fuck you pray the gay away, whatever the fuck you do, and you go the fuck over there. You don't double dip. You don't double dip with Chip. You go back over there with Jessica. and her wonderful homemade dresses and her pie. This guy's wonderful. I love you all. Let's watch David Wilcock. He's going to start off. The reason I queued it up to the point that I did is because he's going to start off by telling us his book, The Synchronicity Key, that was written in 2013, 10 years ago, 10-year nostalgia loop. I'm an idiot. Hold on. Mute my. Cocky Gherkin, I'll point out that anyone can wear a garment. That is an $80 costume from a costume shop, but he wears it well. I also want to point out this. This guy still name checks Steven Tyler, even though Steven Tyler, by his own admission, just like Ted Nugent, that bastion of conservatism, lived with a teenage girl for years, an underage girl for years. So why, whatever, that's fine. But, you know, why? Because you can name check a rock star, so that gets you a pass. Whatever, dude. But whatever. I'm getting upset. Da-da-da-da-da. Not real gold. It's not real gold. It's not real gold leaf. There you go. It's not real gold leaf. Walter Mercado. There you go. But Walter Mercado predictions come true. That's what we'll say.
With this institutional assistance, universities, hospitals, and now everything has been turned upside down, and a lot of people have no idea what's going on and who to trust or who not to trust. And I feel your pain. I mean, it's a very hard time to be alive right now. I've got to say that. It's not easy to be here on Earth at this time. And you're probably suffering just like I'm suffering. I mean, it's very intense. And I would like to remind you that it's not going to stay this way. I've studied the cyclical patterns of history and wrote a whole book about it called The Synchronicity Key, in which we discuss how history repeats itself in regular units of time.
That was it. I just wasted your time just to have him talk about the Synchronicity Key because I'm all about the nostalgia loops. That was it. So now I have to find the actual place where he just goes into the transgendered you, which is stupid. Oh no! I want to do no! Wait! No, we have to talk about the psycho bomb, folks. Before we get to him being a homophobe, he does another thing. We don't get the background. It doesn't happen on tape like when he freaked out with Carrie Cassidy. But apparently he called the fire department in his local town and they had to come investigate because he originally blames it on two fire alarms. But then it's obvious that he makes like the entire fire department like check throughout his entire house to find like things that were beeping in his house. Like there was mysterious beeping in his house. David Bucky says that's not what all the book's about. Don't spoil it for me because I've got it on my everything from 2013, 2003, 1998, 1993 table. And I've got, apparently I'll be in 2003 and all those years for all my life. So he's going to tell us the phone is from Kentucky. He's going to tell us all about where everything's from. Hold on, wait. Let me get to the thing. He's got. I got to get the smoke alarms.
Okay, check this out. I just want to show you something. Both of these smoke alarms. Well, we had to rip them out, and
what we? You're in that house by yourself. You're in that house by yourself with the dog. The dog didn't rip anything out.
The reason why is that when the house was built some 20 years ago, these guys have a terminator cell in them, as it turns out. And so even if you change the battery, it just says, nope, F you, we're too old, we're not going to work anymore, and we're not going to work for you. So
they have a terminator cell in them. Well, I mean, yeah, sometimes things just like stop working after time. Like, you change the battery in something, but it's like defective. And, but after 20 years, I don't know. It kind of sounds like the fire department was like, I don't know, dude, just change the alarms.
I had my smoke alarms go out on me for 2.5 hours as beeping is happening. And then what was so strange was that not only did one of these two things go out where you put the battery back in, it's still beeping, but I also had a separate carbon monoxide detector smoke alarm that I had also unplugged and thrown into a box in the closet. And that started beeping and dying at exactly the same time as the other smoke alarm did.
That's like, so all three things that probably had their batteries all inserted at the same time all died at the same time. I don't know, dude.
In my bedroom in the middle of the night, somewhere between 5:30 and 8:30 in the morning yesterday.
It's not in the middle of the night.
By the time I got up, the dog was so traumatized that she had to immediately go outside, and then she had to immediately go outside again. The wind was insane.
Wind. Meanwhile, remember that his dog is like the grand champion of the universe. That was like, remember that the dog faced the pit bull and was like, fuck you. Remember? The dog was like, I don't think so, man. Remember this dog was like a super dog at some other occasion. Now like there's like too much wind. I remember, guys, I'm like a personal injury attorney by trade. I'm getting out of the practice, but I've been at so many depositions where like my client has had to be like make the most out of like the minor league injury and accident that they've had. The person, the plaintiff's attorney deposing was like, so like, it's like they've got like a photo of like showing like no damage to a car, right? And my client's like, interrogatory answers was like it was a severe impact. Like, you described this as a severe impact. Like, yes. I'm going to show you some photos here. This is the damage to your vehicle. Yeah. You described this as a severe impact. Yeah. You think this comports? Yeah. You said this was traumatic, and yeah, it was the light, and then it was signing, and it came out of nowhere, and it was like the Christmas season, and I was very nervous about my mom. Like you add into all these details, it's just because you have to feel like everything in, like the wind, and she had to immediately go out again. And the dog, she'd lose stool because you could tell that she was all fucked up about the alarms.
The cold was insane. And then the next thing you know, I got the fire department here, and we could not figure out what was beeping. It was like there was some kind of time bomb in the house, There
was some kind of time bomb in the house. There's fucking beeping. Sounds like a crazy old lady, doesn't it? It sounds like someone is losing their. It sounds like someone shouldn't live alone. It sounds like some sort of time bomb. That's manipulating your audience, actually, is what it is. If you're David Wilcock and your audience is keyed up in this whole world, and you start talking about, there's appropriate ways to talk about a story about alarms going off in your house. And it's like this. It's Lake Wobegon. And the darndest thing happened. The day before I got to record my big second podcast of coming back, I've got my show notes. My girl's sleeping at the end of my bed. No, it's not what you think. It's not a fetish scene. I'm talking about my dog. And lo and behold, the alarm goes off, the smoke alarm. So I get up, check it twice, press the little button. Does that turn it off? No. Change the battery. Go back to bed. 20 minutes later, boop, 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 boop. Go back again. Check it again. Check the battery. Battery's fine. Still going off. Boop, 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 boop. Now we got a concert going. It's a duet. We got 2 alarms going off. Don't you know it? Soon we got a trio because now the carbon monoxide detector's in the mix. I can't figure out what's going on. Now we got the fire department involved. It's a simple story. It's a funny story you can tell, or you can tell it as a frustrating story, but you can't use the word time bomb. If you use the word time bomb, you're acting like a stupid little bitch.
Oh, so we literally, these guys, I had basically officials in my closet yesterday ripping through my.
You had officials in your closet? You mean you called the fire department like a little bitch because you had beeping in your house? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You had officials in your house? That's one way to describe it. Here's another way to describe it. When I was a child, at one time, I spent some time in the care of very practiced and informed students of the law, whatever. My parents were lawyers. This is stupid. Officials. Do you know what I mean? As a child, I was educated by the finest educators that the government saw fit to provide with the accumulated income of the residents of my vicinage. That's a great way to say I went to public school. What the fuck are you talking about?
My stuff. The very serious look on his face. Is this what it is?
Very serious look on your face. Like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here, man. Is this it, ma'am?
Are you sure that this isn't beeping? I'm like, dude, I got this in Kentucky. Like back when I lived in Louisville, Kentucky, or actually Milton. Some guy on.
I'm like, that's like, I'm sure the official is very interested in that part of the story.
The phone.
Oh, you got really, Milton?
You know, so excited. He was an old man. He called me up as a telemarketer. He was so excited about this phone that I've never thrown it away, even though, you know, your phone company has to be compatible with this. I mean, it's basically useless. But
so you held on to it
because it had this.
Mental health professionals in the audience, note, he's held on to the landline phone from Milton, Kentucky, even though it's useless, for reasons.
Big red light on it, and you don't really want that flashing all the time. So, but anyway, the point is that this became a potential smoke alarm that was beeping. That's how desperate we were. Okay, just to show you another thing with an equally serious and crazy look on his face, the fireman said, "Are you sure it's not this?" And I'm like, "Okay, look, we'll just, these are hard drives. I don't think they beep. I'm pretty sure they don't, but you know what? If it's going to make you feel good and it's due diligence,
if it makes you feel good, he's responding to your friggin' call, man.
You know, I'm happy to take
he's trying to turn off the alarms in your
beep,
house, bro.
We'll hear the beep over there and we'll know that it moved." Well, it turned out that it wasn't these. And and this is all true. None of this is fake.
You never got over that airplane scare when
they
you heard
even
CW
speculated as to the possibility
Absolutely.
that this microphone case
Derek Moran, not
was the bomb.
Smart alarms.
We thought, you know, I mean, the beeping was so horrible, and then he had to keep firing off all the smoke alarms in the house.
It's a bomb.
It was so intense. It was so intense. I was crying when they left because it had been so noisy for so long.
I think it's the chair.
I don't think it's a ticking time bomb, as it turns out. I said, "Look, you know, I think there really is nothing else in here. A microphone. It doesn't have batteries. You know, there's nothing going on here. It's not this. I promise you." But we couldn't find it, and the thing kept beeping, and I'm like, "Oh my God, are we ever gonna?"
Fair use, ladies
I didn't know if I was
going
to be able to do the show.
We're just trying to set up how
that thing was
ridiculous
still
this man
happening.
is before we get into
I probably would have had to leave here. I wouldn't have my rig to do the live stream on. I would have had, everything would have been crazy. So finally,
this is like the worst.
God, after they
this
stayed
is like
here
the
for
worst
90 minutes,
Carrot Top impression I've ever seen in my life.
In this box,
it's like I'm good. It's like I'm like Andy Kaufman of prop comedians.
Well, yeah, you probably want to leave that plugged in. As it turns out, I discovered the hard way.
Make your own joke.
So it's been quite a ride. It's been quite an amazing, amazing journey here. And I wanted to show you guys something here because
not entertained.
We actually have some intel for you guys today.
President
Turns out that the Biden administration has been secretly allocating millions of dollars to GSU, or Gender Studies University. That's right.
And we've reached the joking part.
That's right. There's been secret slush funds that have been earmarked to create these.
So here's the comedy portion. So here's where we're going to get the comedy. So here's this is his little satire. So we're going to hear his little joke here, and what he's going to introduce us to. I'm going to spoil the joke for you, unfortunately. I'm not going to give you the full. You're not going to get the full joke because I'm going to step on it. He's going to set it up that he's discovered some leaked documents, and it's going to be that we'll just play it out, and then you were going to play out whether or not we think that it's funny or not, and whether or not he's going to get away with some sort of excuse to say that this is satire. Okay, so we'll play it out, and this is, like I said, fair use. We're playing it not to steal the bit. We're playing it out so that we can see the bit. Okay. Okay, so you're going to get a little bit of front end of the last minute of the fire department, and then we'll get into Gender Studies University and its support by the Biden administration, and then we'll play through that, and that's the portion I'm playing for fair use, and then we'll talk about whether or not it's funny and whether or not it's satire or just pure homophobia.
Found it in this box, some carbon monoxide detector. Who the heck needs that, right? Just, yeah, that's ugly. Let's throw that away. Well, yeah, you probably want to leave that plugged in, as it turns out. I discovered the hard way. So it's been quite a ride. It's been quite an amazing, amazing journey here. And I wanted to show you guys something here because we actually have some intel for you guys today. It turns out that the Biden administration has been secretly allocating millions and millions of dollars to GSU, or Gender Studies University. That's right. That's right. There's been secret slush funds that have been earmarked to create these very special institutions for higher learning. We want to elevate gender studies into a hard science, you see, because right now it's a soft science. And so in order to get it stimulated into a hard science, it's necessary to build these universities. GSU, it's very important, you know. So
now I have to interrupt here, and I'm going to make sure that I'm not muted here. So the thing to know and understand is that part of the issue is this: as we speak, part of the problem is that issues with trans studies, trans identity, whether or not there are laws that are making people make their children trans, or whether or not there are laws that are preventing people from getting medical treatment or criminalizing the treatment of adolescents or children with trans dysmorphia or transgender issues or transgender medical issues, is a heavy issue. And whether or not people are lying, like whether or not people like Dr. Jordan B. Peterson are spreading disinformation about what the laws are and what parties are actually being aggrieved by the laws, whether people like Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder are actually lying and spreading disinformation, is an issue. Okay, so here's the actual facts. There are no laws on the books anywhere in the United States of America, as I understand, that are posing criminal penalties against anyone for not giving medical treatment for transgendered issues to children. So you'll hear people like Steven Crowder, Dr. Jordan B. Peterson tell people that currently there are doctors that are complaining, or that they are scared that if they don't comply with these radical trans agendas, that they are going to suffer, that they're going to be criminalized, that they're going to be punished. The reality is that there are people there are laws in southern states, go figure, that are actually trying to increase penalties or criminalize behavior that medical treatment that previously wasn't criminalized, okay, and make things even along the lines of the heavier criminal penalties that we're now seeing increase for abortion rights. And this is a previous problem that I had with David Wilcock before, because he was saying things like when the courts were becoming more conservative under Trump, and he was acting like it's no big deal because the laws aren't going to change. I was saying that was ridiculous because the laws were absolutely going to change, and they were changing, and they did change. And he was saying that they weren't going to, as they were. And I was saying, you are spreading disinformation. So here he is making a joke that goes right along with spreading the actual disinformation that's at play, right? He's making a joke saying, this is like making a joke about, they're saying that the Nazis are gathering up Jews and putting them in concentration camps. That's as ridiculous as saying that they're gathering up gypsies and homosexuals and putting them in concentration camps. That's like making that joke during Germany at the start of World War II, when they were gathering up Jews, gypsies, and homosexuals and putting them in concentration camps. That's egregious. And if you don't get why that's egregious, you might be a fucking moron.
Wichita, Kansas, pretty much anywhere in Vermont, Provincetown, Massachusetts, San Francisco.
Provincetown is in Rhode Island. Fuckface.
So there's these secret cells of GSU that have been.
So he's identified known enclaves of homosexual communities, San Francisco, P-Town in Rhode Island. Why has he identified these places? What the fuck is he talking about? Where is he going with this?
Been covertly financed, and they're actually doing scientific research. And once they come out in the open, there is actual real possibility to find out more about yourself, and
they're doing research at these homosexual communities to find out more.
So you can find out more about yourself. Thing. I'm really excited about this
gender
because
study universities.
They have a plan that I stumbled over in these leaked documents where they want to figure out how to make you, are you ready for this? Gayer today.
Okay. So David Wilcock's joke is that he's found leaked documents from the Biden administration, that the Biden administration has been financing secret organizations in these gay communities called gender study universities. And these secret documents say that they've got a program called Gayer Today. And he's going to then lay out for us what the protocols for this Gayer Today program is going to be. I'm suggesting to you that him making this joke about a secret program called Gayer Today being funded by the Biden administration and laying out these protocols, because when you see these protocols, this is homophobia. These are gay jokes he's about to say for us. That this is kind of like a de facto breaking of the terms of service for YouTube. I don't report people for breaking the YouTube terms of service, but if anyone wanted to go ahead and say to GLAAD or say to any of their gay friends, oh, by the way, let's go have fun flaming the shit out of David Wilcock because this guy deserves it, because he is. I would never report anyone to the authorities, but I will definitely tell people to troll the fuck out of a bitch when a person is this big of a cunt bag. No, I take that back. I take that back. I don't do that. I wouldn't. I take that back. I love David Wilcock. You know what? You know what? I want to be gayer today. I want to let my rainbow light shine. Do not troll David Wilcock. I want to be more like DSP. Do not do what I suggested that you might do. Deflame. In my name. And reclaim something. Child of God, child of goddess. He's a child of God. Yo, this is the stupid. And first of all, newsflash, honey. Have you been watching more of my videos than Ivan fucking Teller? How much on the nostalgia loop are you? What year is it? What year is it? What year is it that Gayer Today that you think, like, are you still laughing at Airplane? What the fuck, David Wilcock? It is not 420 for another couple of days. Yo. Remember when David Wilcock told us that he was cool because back in the day he went through a rap phase? Mario Heat Waco happened 20 years ago. Yo, you know what else happened today? 4/16, April 16th, 1940, whatever. Albert Hoffman accidentally created LSD. It wasn't until April 19th of that year that he accidentally ingested it and took that bike ride. April 19th. April 20th is Hitler's birthday. April 19th was the day my father died. Spike Dax, just want to share my love. Going to be busy, but I'm hyped to watch this from the start later. So we know you're gay. Durple Hayes, wait a sec. If he's the reincarnation of Edgar Casey, shouldn't he be writing books and stuff? Listen. I don't want to get censored. Here we go.
You too can now have the opportunity to get leaked, classified information directly from Gender Studies University about exactly what it takes to be able to be a satisfied student in this rapidly emerging new science. I'm very, very delighted to bring you this information. So
you've seen it.
This is some of the leaked data that's come in from the documents that just spilled online. Everybody's like really, really upset about this right now.
Wait, I thought you got it. So all of a sudden, so I was in the live chat and I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I had no idea what I was like, are you talking about like passing? Like,
you know, the first thing that we find out about being gay today.
So we're making jokes about gay people, the way gay people talk. He was getting ratioed in the live chat. People were like, what are you talking about?
Is that it's all in the voice. So in other words, in order to properly develop your persona for this university, it's necessary to understand that if you want to be, let's say, appreciated by the student body.
What are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, if you want to be appreciated, you probably need to learn this particular.
And first of all, gender studies wouldn't be sexual orientation studies, wouldn't be gay studies. So you have no idea what you're talking about. But on previous occasions, you've made allusions to the fact that you may have been a victim of childhood sexual abuse or childhood trauma during some sort of encounter with some sort of beings or whatever, banana sandwiches or whatever. You've also previously sometimes told stories about being in like a 12-step program for marijuana abuse where you made fun of the people in the 12-step program. And then you've also told that story where you cried about all the love that you got in that program. So you're that big of a disingenuous asshole where you tell stories about a 12-step program, invoking that 12-step program in front of people for tears on one occasion and then mocking them on another person. So now all your karma's coming due, and you're being shown for who you are. That Lady Elizabeth left you for whatever reason. Why? Because you didn't pay off? Your soulmate left you because you didn't pay. All this shit's coming down around you. Everyone's shit is coming down all around them. Saved your money. I hope you saved your money. All of this shit. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, baby boo? Homophobia doesn't play well long term in the love and light community, in the crystal gazing community, paying forward. I don't think it's gonna. I think you're going to have a hard fucking time, and I think you fucking know it. QAnon, shit the fucking bed. Donald Trump is the alliance president. You, Corey, Simon Parks, Magenta Pixie, all you douchebags, Corey Good, Kerry Cassidy, all you losers who got in bed with that right-wing douchebag, shitbag, not even right-wing. He would have been a Democrat if a Republican was running against him. He would have been a right-wing Republican if, whatever. He goes this way or that way. You can see that he does that. You are idiots, and you just fell for what was ever going on. And you backed the wrong horse at the wrong turn, and you got thrown off the horse. And now I'm laughing at you. So go ahead and dig a ditch. What is this now? Go dig a ditch. Let's watch you dig a ditch. And the saddest thing of all, damn, you didn't even need to do this. Oh, and by the way, that whole Edgar Casey thing, I'm going to show the video of Winfrey, the guy you screwed on the Edgar Casey thing, the guy you threw under the bus on the Edgar Casey thing. He's crying. He's been crying for decades and years when you screwed him on that Edgar Casey thing. And then you come back and try and resurrect it. You can never decide whether you want to be Edgar Casey or not. And now you want to be the Archangel Michael? No one's going to buy your 1993 predictions. You're done. It's over. Whatever.
Particular voice technique. Okay, so we're going to go through this. First of all, it's incredibly important to introduce pitch variations into your voice. So normally you might talk like this.
I double dog dare you to do a stereotypical gay guy talking. I double fucking dare you to do a gay guy talking accent, David Wilcock. Go for it.
But if you want to be gayer today, if you want to sound more gay, then you want to start bringing your voice up and down, and you want to have all these extra. Now I sound like I don't want to say. But
you don't want to say what? You don't want to say what? You don't want to say what? Because you just said that was supposed to make you sound more gay. You don't want to say that you sound more gay? Because you sounded like you're saying you're saying like you're making fun of the way gay people talk. Like gay people all talk a certain way. You're going to get your ass kicked by some big fucking bears is what's going to fucking happen to you, David. Gays come in all shapes and sizes. You're going to fuck around and fucking find the fuck out. You are an idiot.
You have to lilt your voice, and we'll get more into this as time goes on. But this is science, okay? This is very important.
This is science? You are a fuck up.
Important that you learn these things. So then what you end up doing is you create inspiring melodies with the sound of your voice. And that's the part of the whole technique. You then want to bend up or down from one note to the next. So, the Gender Studies University staff have discovered that where in conventional speech, your voice just has a uniform pitch point, okay? You typically hold one pitch. If you want to sound more gay or gayer.
Yeah, watch out for the Bear Jew. Yo, check it out. True God story. There was a guy, I played like one or two shows with him. He became much more successful. His name was Voltaire. He was like an acoustic guitar player, goth guy, hot looking guy, great guy. He played one show wearing like a pink gorilla suit. And he said he borrowed it from his friend who had done a movie called The Planet of the Gay Apes. And he said, I borrowed this from my friend. He did a movie called The Planet of the Gay Apes. And he goes, the byline, like the subline of the movie was, pray that they kill you.
Then what you have to do is you have to start bending your pitch from one to another. Oh!
That's what's going to sound like when it's called an oil check, David.
Well, that's a pitch bend, okay? You can go oh, up, or you can go oh, down. And this is important because in order to have the voice, which is basically your social signal, it's important that this lilting occurs. Okay, let's go to the next piece of science here. So you exhale through your nostrils to enhance the effect. Now, this is actually very, very significant and something that is often missed in the academic literature.
Now, the other thing that's not funny is that you have to remember that we come from a social history where there is years and years and decades of academic literature that instructed people on things like how to deal with homosexuals, how to eliminate homosexuals, the proper way to eliminate homosexuals, why to eliminate homosexuals, how to get your child to, if you identify them as being homosexual, how to make them stop being homosexual and stuff like this, how to make people stop talking like a homosexual, the importance of why it's important to make your feminine child be more masculine, why it's important to make your masculine child girl be more feminine. So, this is why I might be, less than amused by David Wilcock's humor here. And especially considering that if I were to bring up his live chat, it's ridiculous number of people that thought that this was funny. But it was also funny to see the amount of people that thought that David Wilcock was making an absolute fool of himself.
The real key to making your voice sound as homosexual as possible.
Make that the clip.
Is to aspirate some of the air through your nose as you're talking.
I just got to be there for the writing session. Like, where was did he write this stuff? Did he have a notebook? Did he like workshop this shit? Was there stuff that ended up on the cutting room floor?
So I'm now going to try to combine the techniques, because what you want to do, okay, is
do it for us, folks. I think we're gonna get David Wilcock setting up he's gonna do This Is Me as a Gay Guy.
Is by opening up and having a little air come out of your nostrils. You basically expand the palate.
And buddy, if you just want to look at your boy Steven Crowder. If you just want to dress in drag, David Wilcock, you could just dress in drag. We've seen you kind of come a little bit close. I've seen a stream of you where it seemed as though you were punch drunk up a little bit and were either had experimented a little and were coming out of it, or cleaned up not so much. Or if you just want to be Steven Crowder and do it as a joke, like you should have just come out and said, I'm from the Gender Studies University, got their hand on me, and then you could explore something if you wanted to. Rather than just, setting up this ham-fisted, thing like this and get caught out there. Like, remember that guy that got caught out there on The Sopranos? Well, I'm just doing this as a joke. You mean we don't have to get dressed up in the leather outfit to collect the money from the club? Shit. No one told me.
And then the whole nostril area begins to vibrate. Now I got to take a drink of water. This is very scientific. It takes practice. Okay, so just hold on a second.
Have you been practicing, David? I got a lot of practice. In the closet, actually. The acoustics are better.
Have to breathe.
See, the way they got me is the way the homosexual agenda got me was we'll sneak it in. He's into chicks, so we'll.
So whereas normally you would talk like this, if you blow a little air out of your nose, it's going to sound like that.
Let me try. No, that's not how we sound.
Okay, so that's the technique.
You're an asshole.
You want to talk and have the air, almost like you have a cleft palate, and the air comes out of your nose.
I hope that.
So that's part of it, but then you also want to get the lilting thing. So it starts to sound.
Wonderful human
that's
being.
The other
what
thing
the
is the essence.
doing?
Okay, there's a lisp. We'll get into that in a second. We're not quite ready to do the whole voice yet. All right.
You're not ready to do the whole voice yet, but you mentioned the lisp.
You got to add strong emphasis to everyday things, and that means that, it's important that you're very excited about whatever you're talking about.
But, ladies and gentlemen, the Simpsons episode this week was 3 Gays in the Condo. Homer did get the key to the lotion closet. No. Listen, folks. Listen. The Simpsons episode of the week was 3 Gays in the Condo. The Halo's predictive programming. And notice, holy shit, look, the halo is right on the bull's ass. It's bullshit. Wait, hold on. Is that the bull's head? There's the cock, right? Is the bull facing down? Remember when he freaked out because the tree fell on his dumb fence and his stupid? I remember a whole bunch of times when he fell. Yeah, no, look, Cocky Gherkin is rumored that Good is blackmailing him related to his identity. There you go. Is he channeling Anita Bryant via the vintage phone peeping in his closet? I don't know. We got to smell it to see if it smells like orange juice. David Bucky, actually the best football player I ever played with was gay, and he was 6'7", buff as fucking dead deep voice. There you go. And not only that, suck a dick like nobody's business. Hey, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Not quite ready to listen, folks. Listen. Back to David.
Talking about. So to master the technique of being an admitted member of Gender Studies University, you want to fulfill.
Now, again, to be a member of Gender Studies University, which would be gender studies, which would be the study of men and women, right? Women's studies is the study of women. There's transgender studies. There's study of, minority. There's all sorts of different studies. First of all, this whole thing is made up. He's playing a dumb, stupid joke
of what it means to be gay, because gay is happy.
Fuck you.
So you're very, very happy. All right.
Meanwhile, someone pointed this out for me. I think it was Jilly pointed this out to me last week. Last week, when he was talking about being the reincarnation of Edgar Cayce, he analogized his struggle with being the reincarnation of Edgar Cayce with the struggle of being a persecuted minority, like being a member of the gay community. So now he's doing this. So, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You can get an astral knuckle sandwich. You know what I mean? Like, you dick bag. You're such a dick bag.
And you want to eliminate all sense of fear or shame as you speak. This is
which is tough for many members of the homosexual community. Yeah, it's tough because of things of like this. It is tough to release all the sense of shame and fear from your identity when people make fun and jokes like this. You know what I mean? It's tough to come to terms with like traumatic sexual abuse and feelings of your identity in light of that, when to talk about that is to talk about feelings of admitting to things that will make people think that you're fundamentally like not a man, or does this mean that you're not a man? And you're joking about this, and then you're going to act like you're somehow a teacher and able to teach people things about empathy or love and light. And I have some empathy and love and light towards you because you're an idiot. And it's like, you're obviously don't know any better. And you're obviously like at the tail end of some sort of fucking spiral. And the fact that you could have, the things that I've seen you fall for, the fact that you still believe in that hover car thing, right? Like, I'm currently single, but I have a shot because like I don't fall for hover cars. Do you know what I mean? There's no such thing as hover cars, idiot. You know what I mean? You're not the reincarnation of Edgar Cayce. Like, never say never. That's not true. You need to come back to planet Earth. You need to like whatever. You need to find like someone fundamental in your life that's tethered to reality, whether that's like a parent or a sibling or whatever, and you need to stop because it's over. I don't know what to tell you.
Not going to be convincing if you're nervous, if you laugh too much, if you have any self-consciousness. You really do need to just throw yourself into the character with full abandon. And
Are you working something out? I mean, I don't want to work against you if you're working something out.
Just go for it. And then again, it's the mastering of the different techniques. Lastly, on this list, you want to project confidence, openness, and trust. You're building a relationship with someone. You want to let them know that you have no shame whatsoever about the way that you're talking. All right. So, to continue, another tip that we give you in Gender Studies University.
Another tip we give you at Gender Studies University. We? Who's this we? I thought these were leaked documents that you had. So now all of a sudden that's we? That you're a Gender Studies?
Is that you?
Go where the gayness is. Where's the gayness?
You got to go where the gayness is, folks. Come on.
Hysterical.
You always want to carry a glow stick. This is very...
Always carry a glow stick? What the hell? You know what, David? You know what? You know what, David? You know what? You are such a... What are you talking about? Always carry a glow stick. Because everybody knows that all the homosexuals are ravers. They're always partying at the rave. They're all 20-something. They're all 30-something. They all love disco, and they all love glow sticks. Oh, meanwhile, rave is like not going on anymore, buddy. In case you're curious, wake up and smell the Sanka. Okay, glow sticks. Glow sticks? Are you serious, my dude? Oh my God. Thank you. Well, the elephant in the room. As a gay man, I never leave my house without my trusty glow stick. You can't. Well, how would you know? How would you even know the other gay people, elephant, if you didn't have your glow stick? Where's my glow stick? I mean, in a pinch, you know, a highlighter. That's why, I mean, a pinch, a highlighter will do, you know, fake mustache, you know what I mean? How you doing, sailor? But you need your glow stick. But part of what offends me is you're really not supposed to be giving this information out. Does that mean everyone at a Fish concert is gay? Yes. Meanwhile, I want to know about the pro QAnon housewife, right? That watches this David Wilcock lecture and then goes to her like young, like 14-year-old son's like bedroom and then finds like the glow stick that he got from like the Boy Scout troop camping trip and is like, no.
Very important. It helps you signal. You know, you want to signal and let other people know what's going on. So
if you have the bandana, if you have the blue, light blue bandana in the right pocket at Conscious Life Expo, it means you're into crystal light gazing, okay? But only watching. If you have the red bandana in your left butt cheek pocket, okay, that means you're into Tantra and you like to participate, okay? If you have your green handkerchief in your right butt pocket at Conscious Life Expo, okay, that means you're into aura cleansing, okay? But you like to be on top. It's very complicated.
Oh, it's important.
That's how you signal people.
The comments are so funny. People don't always get comedy. This is satire.
People don't always get comedy, especially when it's not funny. Remember? Oh, man. There was that one comedian that I saw that no one got his jokes. The Joker.
Folks, there is no Gender Studies University, just so we're clear.
No way.
Anyway, I'm having fun with this. Maybe we'll come back to these slides a little bit later. But the point is,
you're an asshole.
I gotta do something to keep myself entertained. Wanted to have a little bit of fun with you guys.
Well,
And it's I think it's really sad that the elite are trying to polarize us against each other.
you think it's sad that the elite are trying to polarize us against each other. Well, gee, what did you just do? What did you just do, my friend? Because you didn't show us any example of the elite trying to do anything. You didn't show us anybody trying to do anything. You showed us you doing something. You showed us saying that Biden was doing something with the homosexuals, making an other of the homosexuals and making an other of Biden, right? Talking to your base, clearly identifying your base as pro-Trump, anti-homosexual, QAnon people. That's who you're going to. You're throwing red meat to your base, which is pro-Trump, QAnon, anti-homosexuals. That's what you did there. So if you're talking about elites, gatekeepers, polarizing communities, I'm going to allege that the only person that we've seen do that is you. That's my editorial opinion that I have just justified with an argument. Okay? If you've got a rebuttal to that argument, you can articulate it at any point that you want to, either in a debate with me on my channel, your channel, or any channel of your choice. Or you can do it in a voiced editorial saying this person articulated this argument regarding my segment of this comedy skit, and here's my rebuttal. You could do that as well. If you wanted to be, I'm not even going to say a man about it, you could just be, if you wanted to be a gay man about it. You could be a woman about it. You could be a person about it. Do you have a problem with gay men? Do you have a problem with men who have sex with women who may not be considered women by all other people? Do you think I'm less of a man if I've been with women who other people don't consider women? Would you think me less of a man if I was in love or had sexual relations with other men? Do you think that people that have sex with just women or people that have sex with just men are better than people that are gay or people that are with partners that are trans? And if you don't, then why would you make this sort of segment? And why? Why on earth are none of your contemporaries, Linda Moulton Howe, Whitley Strieber, Jimmy Church, Alan Steinfeld, Carrie Cassidy, anyone saying this sort of homophobic humor and joking has no place in the community? Cut it out. You owe the community an apology, or we're not going to work with you again. Not because we're aiming to cancel you, but because we're aiming to correct ridiculous behavior. Could you imagine someone setting up or keying up a joke or a premise of a joke like this predicated about an ethnic minority? The fact of the matter is, with some of these people, I actually probably could. But it is what it is, folks, and I've been here for an hour talking about this maniac. Spike Dax, can you imagine if DW did this, but with from How to Be from the Hood twist? I could. Spike Dax, DW, David Wilcock, but it's cute and funny when I do it. Golden Coin 100 MCW, show him how he's down on himself. It is what it is. Durple Hayes. Hi, I'm David Wilcock, and I'd like to introduce you to this fantastic new product that has totally changed my life. It's called the Anti-Gay Glow Stick. Ah, the head and butt of the buffalo are in the halo ring from this angle. That's true. It's all encompassing. It's like the buffalo dollar. It's like the buffalo penny. The glow stick code. Hashtag the glow stick code. We're making it happen. Oh my God. Hashtag glow stick rights matter. Oh my God. How do we explain? Lol, he had to explain the jokes. Always carry a glow stick. Are you serious? Do I have glow sticks here? Oh my God. My kingdom for a glow stick. Don't forget the whistle. I thought they were just high. Learn something new every day. Oops, by the way, Waco was 30 years ago. Haha, not 20. I was carrying glow stick. The glow stick code. Oh my God. Also, I mentioned Michelle Obama's fetus. He's done on plenty times. There you go. There you go. Oh, and we forgot about the fetish whip. I forgot. I don't know I don't have the time code for the fetish whip. David Wilcock did famously talk about how he hung out in the hood and smoked the marijuana with the guys in the hood. Oh, I do remember that. Coach Stick. Watch out. There you go. Folks, I love you. I love you. I love you. If nobody told me they loved you today, somebody just did that. Somebody, CW Chanter. Oh my God. Holy crap. David Wilcock. My God. Come on, bro. The fetish whip. I enjoy the tangy whip of the fetish whip. Oh my God. David Pookie Wilcock. Oh my God, I love it. Oh my God, yo. Here we go. What's done in the darkness shall be brought to the light. From the Egyptian Tarot from 2003, we get the sun. A very, very, very good card. A card of illumination. A card, here comes the sun. Do. Look, he jests, I jest. The truth is often told in jest, but the joke may be on thee, David Wilcock. Bet you got teased with that name, right? And that's got to sting, but then you should know. And he's going to talk later on about reflecting. Jilly Beans, I just put a link to the clip of the fetish whip. Okay, so let me try and hold on. Oh, here we go. I gotta go to I gotta see this on my. Oh wait. I know how to do this. Oh wait. Gotta mute that. Mute that. Well, you know. Here we go. Okay, so I'll stop sharing that. Okay, so we got the okay. Okay, I think I'm doing this right.
Keep this thing going. So, yeah, I'm out of time. It's under 2 hours. That's a great thing to shoot for. So now we're going to crush in on my extreme close-up. Uh-oh, here we go. Let's make sure I'm in focus. All right, so thank you for being here, and thank you so much for supporting my work so I was able to pay my bills. That was so awesome. I really want us to all be nice to each other, and I think laughter can heal a lot of these divides. So please bear with me for the satire that I do. I like the fetish whip. It's just part of my lifestyle. So anyway, thank you for being here, and keep this thing going. So
I like the fetish whip. I like the fetish whip. Now we know that. Hey, listen, I don't know what the origin point of that was, but he likes the fetish whip. Okay, make people get what I have a feeling. I have a feeling you're gonna feel the crack. Yo, I'm telling you. He had the colorful slides of the particles and made another gay joke. No, I missed that one. Did he go back for more? I missed. I cut it. I turned it off. So if he went back for more, he pulls out the actual fetish whip. No, I'm sorry. Hold on. I thought we were done. Sorry. Hold on. Bear with me. Apparently, is it here? Okay. Hold on. Consciousness geometry. Taking water because it's talking too fast at the hour mark. It could be anywhere. Oh man. He's the disciplined personality, so that maybe that's around it. I don't know. He does provide instructions on how to use it. Just saying, he demonstrates the technique. His technique. Yeah, he puts Doctor Strangelove glasses on and pulls out the whip. It's a riding crop. He might actually be a comedian, guys, like Matt Powerland. It's like in the first hour. Okay. So I'm way past. Okay, so here we go. It's in the first hour. So let me go. The Doctor Strangelove glasses. Oh, come on, 5 minutes. Oh, he's got it. I got it. Okay, we got it. I got it, folks. We got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Here we go. Chili Beans. It's right after I think the first stupid gay thing that came out of his mouth. Chili Beans, that does not help. It's David Wilcock we're talking about here. Folks, I return to share screen. This guy's going to show us a riding crop. Now, there's certain guys that you look at him with the riding crop and you're thinking, this is this guy with this, you know what I mean? You can just see this guy, like, you know, the girl's like, yeah, tie me up, like, do this to me, do that to me. And it's like the most ineffectual things. Like, oh, God, it's pathetic. Yeah. You like that? You want, call me daddy. Yeah, you like that? Who's the boss? Who's the man that tells you what to do? Get out of here, dumbass punk.
And all the way back to when I first got online, and I'm telling you guys last week about Art Bell was the top show, and Richard C. Hoagland was one of the top guests, if not the top guest. Hoagland's book, Monuments of Mars, talked about that there was a face on Mars.
There was a face on Mars until we proved our optics and realized that what they thought was a face on Mars wasn't a face on Mars. And then Richard C. Hoagland's whole shtick whole career went, ooh. At the end, Art Bell was treating Richard Hoagland with such disrespect it wasn't even funny. Here's my Art Bell imitation. Here's my imitation of Art Bell talking to Richard C. Hoagland. Richard, what else you got for me? Oh, I mean, if you look at these photos, Art, and I'm supposed you're going to tell me that those lines are something. That's Art Bell talking to Richard Hoagland. I bet you're going to tell me that those lines are something. Those lines are clearly geometric patterns holding those things up.
Aspect to it where it had a humanoid face on one side and then a lion-like face on the other side.
Nope.
And the Sphinx on Earth is a human and lion mixed.
What it was it clearly looked, it was on those Time Life books. Clearly, it looked exactly like that one monster from the fucking Scooby-Doo. It looked like exactly like a robot face for a long time when we got those first pictures of Mars. And then we got closer pictures of Mars, and that thing that clearly looked like a face just looked like a raggedy old mountain range. And so they had to reform it and say, oh, no, that thing that just looks like a break on one side or the other, now that we're going to say that side looks like a lion. No, and the Sphinx doesn't look like half of a lion face here and then half of a thing there. It looks like the head of a humanoid on a lion. But it was all stupid.
Sure. So that's very interesting.
No.
And then next to this face on Mars is a city of what obviously looks like pyramids.
Nope.
So apparently there are archaeological expeditions that we're going to be able to make. As I've been saying to you, we are going to have spaceships in the future. This is part of what I've been developing.
Spaceships right now, asshole.
And Mars is one of the coolest places we can go. There's some very, very exciting stuff there waiting to be discovered. And the pyramids, the Sphinx, the face, all this stuff is included in that.
No, it's not.
So in Richard C. Hoagland's book, Monuments of Mars, I got it in 1993.
30-year nostalgia loop!
He was describing
made up stuff that turned out not to be there.
This physics that he believed the monuments talked about.
Of course, he was speculating and wrong.
And it was this idea of a tetrahedron, which is a very simple geometric pattern. In fact, it's basically what you see here on the right. You put the tetrahedron inside a sphere. And I don't really have this illustrated because I didn't know, I wanted to have some slides and I also wanted to, just improvise as well. Had to get your gender studies unit.
Had to commit career suicide and do a dumb gay joke.
University. It's very important. Now, it was highly classified. A lot of people, nearly died for that information. So it's as much as we can take in 1 week. Maybe next week you'll get another lesson if you're good, but we'll see how it works. I mean, I will warn you in advance that the fetish whip is one of the lessons, okay? Now, this is designed.
He stole my bit. Loose lips sink ships. I don't care. How in the past, loose lips sink ships. Someone's stealing my bit, man. Even though I don't need props.
With, I'll show you up close. It has leather. It's actually, it comes together in a very funny way, causing this. So there's a technique, you're going to have to learn how to use this effectively and with compassion. Because honestly, you want to do this lovingly. This is a very important loving gesture. And there are glasses that go along with it if you choose to wear them. You can wear these glasses as you use the fetish whip. And this helps.
Did you just get that? Do you even have a partner? Are you on FetLife? Are you high protocol?
Create a fantasy for someone that they can always remember. You're giving them a quality experience that they're never going to forget. So,
are you? You seem like you could really take someone to another place. You really seem like, a dedicated master who could really put someone into another headspace.
So yeah. GSU is probably a very good use of taxpayer dollars, honestly. I think so. Anyway, so this stuff exists.
Was that it? Was that gender studies? Was that it? And you got those glasses at the same place. You got that. You just got that whip. You just got that whip the same day that you got that fucking brand new costume tuxedo. Say some shit. At 1 hour 20, he does a gay joke on the particles. Okay, thank you. We got timestamps. Here we go.
A very highly involved sense of self, a very intense difficulty of getting along with anyone else. And I've tried to boil it down to the idea that a person who has NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, whatever you want to call it, a person with NPD, and I've discussed with my therapist, actually, we've really gotten intense on this. They are not capable of loving someone beyond.
Wow, what a breakthrough.
Beyond their own way of doing it, which is, interestingly enough, love and destroy. And I talk about that throughout the books, that there is.
You know what a great thing to do with your therapist is not talk about other people, like people with narcissistic personality disorder, instead talk about yourself.
Is this, they will not let you know that they want to destroy you. They keep that part hidden.
Incredible.
They present a facade to you, which is that they love you, that they're supportive, but then you start getting more and more abuse. And there are 3 phases that I've identified. I've slightly modified them that we talk about in the book, which is deify, denigrate, and discard. And so in the deification phase,
right there. It's not even a cat o' nine tails.
In many cases, they end up having a romantic relationship. Usually these kind of things play out in romantic relationships. So in the deify phase, they're having sex with you. They're really infatuated with you. They have all those
we don't know
going.
The right timestamp. It's okay.
And they
it's okay. Hey, listen, folks. It's okay. It's okay. We is he talking? Listen. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We got it, folks. We got it. Let's see. It'll be tough. We keep on jumping around. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We've got our card. We've got our sun. We've got here comes the sun. We've got our sun. We've got the sun revelation. We've got look. And sunlight is the cleanser. Okay? The conversation the exposure. And the self-exposure. There are people that will react to my reaction the exact same way that I react to David, that will say, look at this left-leaning, pro-Biden, even though I hate Biden, pro-Clinton, even though I hate Clinton, pro-Democratic Party, even though I hate the Democratic Party, liberal nut going after David Wilcock for being a freedom of speech, joke-telling, Bill Hicks comedian, even though it's the furthest thing from what that sucker was doing, right? Horses are for courses. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one and they all stink. And every other cliche line out there. And sunlight is the cleanser. Let it be what it is. In the marketplace of ideas, he let his ideas freshly flow, and we let our ideas freshly flow. And the argument is, one of these things is gonna come to the surface. And here's the thing. People love it when things are winning. And when things get flushed, you'd be amazed how many people that were supporting the thing all of a sudden realize, I can't believe that I believe that's, I just can't believe. Oh, I know. I know I was one. I know I was one of those guys. I'm not going to deny that I was one of those knuckleheads. And I was such a knucklehead. And now it's so obvious that was knucklehead. And it was so wrong. And now we're so lucky that we're thinking such the right way. It was so silly then, but now we realize how dumb it was to believe in that Donald Trump was some sort of good guy, that there was this thing, QAnon, that embracing these Judeo-Christian, sky god, Leviticus, Old Testament nonsense, nonsensical, reactionary, bizarro, homophobic and transphobic, bizarro ideas was how it happened for that weird period of time. It was the stress of this. It was the stress of COVID. It was everything was. It was the economics. It was this. It was we had to go through that phase. We had to do this to get through there. And now we're. But there'll be people like David Wilcock, and they'll say, "Hey, all these other people get to walk away." Yeah, there's benefits for being in the crowd. And there's benefits for being up on the stage. And being up on the stage, it pays better. But ask Mussolini and ask Adolf Hitler. And ask Saddam Hussein. And ask Muammar Gaddafi. Sometimes you get to die on your deathbed like Stalin or Mao. And sometimes the people, they get their hands on you. And the good times come crashing to an end. And am I saying that David Wilcock is a son of an evil bastard, akin to the... It's an analogy. It's a metaphor. The point is this, is that if you're up there getting the paycheck, being the gatekeeper, being the leader of the pack, you're not going to walk away from the end game like everybody in the crowd does. You're the one that wrote the book. You're the one that gave the lecture. You're the one that made the joke on the video that got the hundreds of thousands of views, that got the super chat donation. You're the one that the response video was addressed to. You're the one that gets asked the question, the pointed question. Are you the homophobe, or are you just making money off homophobia? and you're the one that's going to run out of times and ability to say, I'm going to ignore the question being presented to me. There was a time when this community was just defined by the people that were giving the lectures, having the speeches, talking about crystal light gazing and synchronicity keys and all that other stuff. That is no longer the case, right? Now the community is also defined by the people that are communicating, talking about, and having debates with and being skeptical about those things. And gone are the days when people in the community can just say, we're just going to have an insular conversation that just ignores the fact that there are people that are going to raise questions. The sun has come out, and it's shining through the windows, and the doors are open, and other people are coming into the conference, and the old ways are done. And Donald Trump is not in office, and he's not the president. And the helicopters were not deployed. So what's your next answer? Edgar Casey. I love you, I love you, I love you. Everything I do out of love. I am not monetized on this channel. I'm not monetized on any of my channels. So if you want to support me, you can support me on Patreon, where I do not much other than tell you, if you support me on Patreon, you're supporting and underwriting all the videos I do for all the people that enjoy them, including the people that cannot support me because they don't have any extra money to give anybody. Also, you can give me one-time PayPal donations at the PayPal links below. Okay? That's a possibility as well. I'm also available to give people tarot card readings if you want those as well. You can send me an email to c.w.chanter@gmail.com, and we can try and schedule something and get something together. Okay? I love you, I love you, I love you. If nobody told you they loved you today, somebody just did. That's somebody, CW Chanter. And peace be upon you. Okay? 32 people watching, 32 backwards is 23. We're on the 23-year nostalgia loop. We're on the 20-year nostalgia loop. We're on the 30-year nostalgia loop. We're on all the nostalgia loops. Time becomes a loop. You become a loop. Enjoy the game of life. Enjoy the game of life with us. Get involved in all my channels. Like, comment, and subscribe. Get involved. Warp Speed was the pseudoscience cult initiation. Sounds good to me. I love you. Be good.